Hey y'all, it is March the 15th of 2020, 2023. And y'all, I've been thinking about a few things and marinating on them, right? And I wanted to take a little bit of time out right now so we got the opportunity to talk about them a little bit. Wouldn't mind getting y'all's feedback and having this be an ongoing topic material here on this channel. For example, recently we've been talking a little bit about Mr. Nice Guy. There's a lot to be said, a lot more to be said about it. Mr. Nice Guy, the typical Mr. Nice Guy, and of course how he tends to finish last. In fact, there's a phrase about it that everybody's heard before. Nice guys finish last. Alright. I also wanted to talk about whamming, right? Because lots of times Mr. Nice Guys out there have plenty of interactions with women, and it doesn't necessarily work out typically, right? So just to start off this whole subject material, I want to mention, as I've mentioned before, that every woman, if you're a man, you could be LGBTQ and stuff, and you got to go to a different channel. I don't know. But say you're a man, hypothetically, and you happen to get in a relationship with a woman, that woman's going to leave you, all right? It's only a matter of time. I don't mean to break up y'all's relationship and stuff like that. I'm certainly not trying to get in between, all right? She's going to leave you at one point. Here's the proof. Donald Trump, Kanye West, Tom Brady. I don't know. The list goes. We don't have time to talk about all the men out there who are on tip-top status. Dr. Dre and everybody else. Doesn't matter. Your wife's going to leave you, or your lady, or whatever. It's going to leave you at a certain point. A lot of guys be rubbed the wrong way about this, right? Because there's a lot of guys out there who are kind of like myself, and in that they're pretty romantic, and deep inside of them, they're pretty romantic guys. So the idea of their woman leaving eventually, no matter what, kind of rubs them the wrong way, and they don't really like it very much, and it kind of gets them depressed to think about it. To which I've suggested, and I'll suggest again, that women are amazing, and I love women, and I love being around women. Parts of me doesn't like it at certain times, y'all can imagine, but for the most part, generally speaking, I dig women, right? But they will leave you. Here's the thing, that's in the future. That hasn't even happened yet. Right? If you got a woman right now, she hasn't left you yet, anyways. What I would suggest is you savor the present. And in fact, the present is the only time that ever exists, anyways. Savor the present. Because, yeah, your lady's going to leave you at any given point in time. So why dwell upon it? That's what I'm saying. Know that to be the case. Now, 1 in 1,000 people, maybe their woman will be a pretty good woman, and she won't leave. Well, thank God for that. Is that going to be you and your woman? Probably not. All right, you're probably not the exception. That's the nature of being exceptions. Is you might want to think you're an exception, but it's really, really hard to know who's going to be that exception. Okay, so the lady's going to leave you. Think about that. That lady's going to leave you. All right, don't hate on her, because a lot of guys will get carried away, and it'll even become deadly dangerous when their woman tries to leave them. I would suggest for sane-minded men out there to not only not get carried away, not only not get upset, but when your woman leaves you, I would suggest, all right, going in the future for your consideration, to consider it a really, really good thing. You might as well celebrate, right? Because what it effectively does is it gives you an opportunity, a golden opportunity, right? Let me just say this. As a man, your woman breaks up with you. She gets out of your way and out of your hair. You pretty much just try and avoid her, right? But know this. That woman is proof positive, is absolute non-negotiable truth. She's the proof that you can get a better lady after her. If you get one lady and you get her in a relationship, and that lady breaks up, you obviously, absolutely can get an even more attractive lady. It's proof. You've gotten it before, you can get an even more attractive one. Doesn't really work vice versa necessarily as far as women go. We're speaking in all generalities right now. But I'm just saying it's a golden opportunity for you if your woman was to leave you. So a lot of guys, they take it the wrong way and they get dejected and they get depressed. It's unfortunate because they thought there was going to be a future with that lady. They had invested so much. They had invested all their time, money, resources, everything to this lady. She leaves. Wow, they feel dejected. They feel like all their investments have gone down the drain. That's unfortunately how they feel. All right, so what I wanted to suggest, it's a hypothetical, and I'm saying this because I've heard plenty of wise men break down for me the nature of women, the nature of men, the nature of their relationship, between each other. And I want to pose a hypothetical. This is just for people's consideration. No, I'm not a guru, and I'm not starting a cult. This is what I want to suggest. Going on into your new relationship, if you happen to get one. If you're a man out there, and you happen to want to entertain a new relationship with a lady, what I would suggest is from day one, just for your consideration, you don't have to do any of this. From day one, get this lady of your interest to do favors for you. Little small favors. Give her tasks to do. And I understand it's going to be like super misogynistic and everybody's going to be, everybody with purple and blue hair is going to hate what I got to say right now. Right, but if you come across a lady, you find her fetching, you find her appealing, she's giving you the vibes back like she might want some of that business. From day one, I'm talking about on the first date, from day one, you're getting this lady to do little favors for you, to do little tasks for you. It doesn't even matter if you need these favors. Make up favors. Just make up little things for her to do. Here's the thing. And this is why I'm going to give you some of the sauce right now. If she's not into you, if she's not truly into you, then she's not going to want to do those favors. And you're going to know full well she's not into you. Not like that. Right? If this lady happens to be into you, she's going to be more than happy to do these. We're talking about little, just effortless tasks, basically. Things that she might have to go out of her way a little bit to help you get it done. For example, hey, can you pick up this and that from the store on your way over to my place? Or, hey, can you pick up this and that for me. Can you pick up, say, dry cleaning or something like that? There's a million examples, right? Hey, when we go on this date next week, I want you to wear this dress, or I want you to wear this color. Always, no matter how menial it is, give her little tasks to do. Saying, why am I even suggesting that? Because it's perfect. You know, a lot of us are Mr. Nice Guys. We want to do all these nice things regardless of any reciprocation in the matter. Meaning a lady will get very used to you doing nice things for her, and she doesn't necessarily have to do nice things back. Might I suggest that that's the nature of being Mr. Nice Guy? You don't get reciprocal action to you. You're doing all these nice things, but you're not getting anything in return. I would suggest that that's very dangerous. I've lived that life as well. But it's very dangerous. You could easily become Mr. Nice Guy and you don't want to be. And not only that, you're going to invest all sort of time, energy, resources, and everything else. And this lady not only can, but very well will leave you eventually. And you're going to feel some sort of way about it. You're going to feel like all your whole investment is out the window when it didn't even have to be this way. If you start from day one giving her all sorts of tasks, little things to do, not very hard things to do, you could find out what's her capabilities. You could increase the tasks. They could be more helpful to you. If this lady's into you, she's going to want to do these things for you. Especially because every time she does nice things for you, does these favors for you, you reciprocate as well. That's when you do nice things for her. There's no need to do nice things for her until she does for you these favors. You might say, oh, well, she's pretty, she's attractive. You have a scarcity mindset. That's what I want to suggest as a man. If you're thinking about how attractive she is and all this, it's because you got a scarcity mindset. Meanwhile, you should have an abundance mindset. Meanwhile, if you looked around, you would notice that there's plenty of attractive ladies out there. There's more than you can shake a stick at. So you're having a scarcity mindset because you don't think you can get better. Of course you can get better. She's the proof that you can get better. Right? So there's no need to do nice things for her unless she's going to do these favors for you. And when she does do those favors for you, of course, be nice to her. But now you're not being overly nice. Now you're not doing too much. Now she realizes, wow, if I do these nice things, then I'll also be rewarded, and see how it's reciprocal now. If she leaves at any point in time, if she leaves a week down the road, a month down the road, a year down the road, years down the road, you realize how it doesn't matter. Because everything you've invested, you've gotten returned to you. You've gotten all the benefit that you never invested any time, money, resources, or anything unless she did something for you. She can leave anytime she wants to. She might get unhappy. She can leave anytime she wants to, but the thing is, she's already done so much for you. In fact, I'm told that probably a lot of the times keep a woman around. If a woman knows just how much she's done for you, and it's a lot, it's going to be harder and harder for her to want to lose that investment of her time. When she knows she's invested so much effort into her relationship with you, it's going to be far less likely for her to want to leave. Right? And so I don't want to make this too long of a video, but of course, as you might have inferred, in order for you to enact this sort of relationship, you do have to be balling. Now, I do mean financially, but it doesn't have to just be financially. So long as you can get resources or however you do it, you need to be able to provide as a man. You might as well not even think about this whole method of dating as far as getting all sort of benefits unless you can provide for at least two people. So, I mean, me personally, I'm not even on that level right now, but I wouldn't mind getting to that level. And as far as being a man, I have plenty of time. Right? That's the thing about men is that we got plenty of time to get this accomplished, to get all sort of provisionals in order to attract a lady, and then yeah, put her under your wing, right? Because that's the thing about it. Lady's gonna work for somebody. I don't want to make this a long video. We'll talk about it more later. But a lady's got to work for somebody, right? Because a lady needs to be provided for. She needs provisioning. So who's she gonna work for? She gonna work for you? She gonna work for you? Well, you better be balling. You better be balling. You better be able to employ somebody then, right? Because if she's working for somebody else, well, her loyalty is to somebody else, right? That's why it's like especially dangerous to have a full-time working lady and stuff like that, because you're not the one providing for her. Her loyalty is not obviously to you. And she might act very well. She might act as if her loyalty is to you until it isn't. And then she'll leave and it just shatters a lot of men. Gets them real depressed. It should do the opposite. There is a better way. Alright? And I would love to hear y'all's feedback. And I do want to dive further into this content matter because I do believe it's going to be not only unfortunate but unaffordable into the future regardless. You got the whole society crumbling right now as we speak. However, this topic matter is one that is timeless, right? And whether or not I like it or whether or not I approve, it's gonna be the rule of the day regardless. When times get tough, women are gonna fall in line with those who can provision for them, and they're gonna want to serve that man so that they can be provided for. And you gotta be assertive enough to tell them all that they need to do, right? That way y'all both get mutual benefit before they run off and leave, and they're going to do so eventually, and that's a win-win situation for yourself, my man. It's a win-win. And I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. It's March the 15th, 2020, 2023.